This day is a compendium of what we've been doing during the course of this year. We've organised 10 roadshows across Europe, taking stock of the interests of stakeholders from different disciplines that are interested in age-friendly homes and housing. So we brought together a wide range of actors in this space, and within that group we have a number of influencers, if you like. One of those is Jerome de Barros. He works for Innovate UK in the United Kingdom. He has a particular interest in health and care, and he has been helping to curate some of the activities that we've had today. He chaired a session where he introduced researchers.
From early stage research to businesses already running, and try to see how each one of them could describe what they're up to, how is this contributing to age-friendly neighborhoods, and what could be done to help them scale up their initiatives. So that was, in a nutshell, what the session was about.
The other person that's played a really influential role in Neighbourhoods of the Future is Marta Fernandez. So one of the people that participated in Marta's panel is Simon Butler from Arup.
And I think that the takeaway piece that I've had for the last year is how we can be more creative and innovative in the approach that we take in creating new spaces in the city environment, and how we can share that within the industry, particularly for design engineers. And I hope that we'll be part of the future of the healthcare revolution.
Another very interesting character, Michael McBrien, who's the Director General of the European Property Federation. This sector, this is an amazing opportunity for his members, so he came here very voluntary today and has said that he wants to play a very active role in the Agile Aging Alliance next year.
The industry has transformed itself over the last 10 years, shifting its assets and its resources to healthcare real estate. And that means, in concreto, creating the specialized clinics, located, far more of them, smaller, specialized, and located close to the patient. And that has a big effect on keeping people inside their homes, because by treating them better in the clinic, they stay less long there and are able to get mobile again, go back and live in their normal homes.
In town planning and city planning, we have the likes of Pat Doherty, who represents the city of Dublin. And the challenge that we gave him was to imagine what would Dublin look like in the year 2026.
Most of the people we work with in Ireland want to remain in the communities where they've grown up and lived. They want to stay connected, but we have a growing number of older people who are isolated and lonely and who are not being engaged. It needs a joined up approach by statutory bodies, local authorities and the health services, to look at initiatives on the ground, the voluntary sector, in which can provide supports for older people, and also the government bodies to look at what policy needs to be done.
Talking of diversity, we have some really influential people from the private sector. Rudy Matthews is he's an industrialist, and his involvement is looking at retrofitting, which is an area of great import because the European Commission has identified that 75% of the current European housing stock is not fit for purpose.
Because everything is now more and more taking place in this house, we need to enable this house so that the person can be independent and have all the services they need. It's a kind of virtual clinic, virtual elderly system which we want to create at the home. To do this, we need to have a framework. A framework will be the guidance, will be the total structure with labeling who the different stakeholders can use to build up on and to make it sustainable. So that the user can really make use of these services and that all of the stakeholders can invest in these services.
I asked a number of people to imagine what their city and local region would look like in the year 2025 or 2030. What Karina did, which was absolutely fantastic, is she put the challenge out to local schools, and in just 1 week, 1.5 weeks, she had hundreds of schools responding.
So besides the construction and the buildings and the new technologies that we can use to improve people's life, I was actually approaching what we should do in order to allow people to relate and to have a more inclusive society, if I may say. So the point was that we should have technologies, but especially doing what I can call boring tasks. The things that can allow people to relax and to have time for each other. Buildings should allow this also, which is not a reality now, but we hope it can be in the future. And then the idea was to have community spaces outside that could be either used in good weather or bad weather, but where all the community life would exist, with prepared activities, with a good neighborhood relationship, and that people could rely on each other to help them going throughout their daily activities.
We've got young, unusual suspects that are coming in and saying, hey, we want to do something for our older selves. We're not talking about the elderly and them over there. We're talking about our futures. So we have to do something about it. And this is what we're willing to do.